Let's take a look inside of today's storage unit. It might be my best deal ever. What is up, everyone? I hope you all are doing well today. In today's storage unit video, we will be going through this storage unit that I purchased for only $40. I cannot believe I got this one for so cheap. This easily could be the best deal I've ever had on a storage unit. Also, I don't know if y'all could tell, got me some new gloves. Pretty excited about breaking in these bad boys today. But let me go ahead and bring the camera inside the unit so I can show off why I purchased it. One of the main reasons I purchased this unit was obviously the price, but also did notice these picture frames in the listing pictures, and I just thought maybe these could possibly be some sports picture frames. But look at that. That is so cool. A limited edition Tiger Woods picture. Anything Tiger is going to be super resellable, so that is awesome right there. I could just see that one in the listing picture, but thankfully there's a lot more where that came from, it looks like. How cool is that? Is that from the Sands Resort, it looks like? With Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, and Joey Bishop all in the picture. Got the different poker chips surrounding that picture. Just really cool. Very vintage looking, and definitely will be worth quite a bit of money right there. There is nothing like already knowing you've paid off the unit with just the first two items. And I will say, already made a fairly healthy profit. And the good stuff just keeps on coming. How cool is that? Like all-time greats from the 49ers, it looks like. You got Joe Montana, Dwight Clark, Jerry Rice, and Steve Young right there. That is awesome. And we've got a glove right here. This isn't a super valuable glove. Rawlings are great gloves. On the resale market, I should be able to get like 25 to 30 bucks for this. Pretty decent catcher's mitt. But I am hoping for a lot of vintage stuff in here, but we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm gonna go ahead and set the camera down and we'll go through some of this stuff. What do we have back here? We got something cool. Oh, no way. And probably the most valuable piece so far. Is this signed? Yep. And with the COA back there as well. There's a nice memorabilia piece of 3 Super Bowl MVPs for the Oakland Raiders. I guess now the Las Vegas Raiders, but Fred Blintikoff, Jim Plunkett, and Marcus Allen. This will easily be worth $100 right here. That is awesome. What do we have here? Oh my, what is new? Of course, more vintage dolls. Dolls don't do super well, but maybe some of these are valuable. I will say they've been taken care of pristinely. They aren't in their original box or packaging, but they are in awesome shape. So hopefully these are worth a little bit of money. This is from Bradley. I don't know when Milton Bradley started, but is this Bradley from Milton Bradley? That's what it says on the bottom, 1976. Maybe that's worth a little bit of money right there. But we will have to wait and see on that box because I am by no means an expert on dolls. What do we have in here? All right, let's see what we got inside of here. Bavaria, Christmas, 1979. It's first edition of the Schumann Imperial Christmas Plate Series from 1979, still in its original box. Most of the time I don't get super excited about plates, but that is super ornate and cool. Gotta imagine that's gotta be worth a little bit of money. And another plate. Anheuser-Busch has a very loyal audience, especially in the collector space, so I would imagine that'll be worth a little bit of money. Pretty cool plate of a couple of dogs right there. And always in its original packaging is always helpful. Like I said, I cannot believe I got this one for only 40 bucks. What a find. This is Edwin M. Knowles, fine china. Who knows, that could be worth a lot or basically worthless. And there's another one of those Edwin M. Knowles plates. And we have the bill of sale right here, so that only adds to that value right there. There's Norman Rockwell. Here's a cool one of Santa's Workshop. That is awesome right there. That'll definitely be worth something. There's another one of these Germany plates right there. Pretty cool. And then last but not least, another Norman Rockwell plate. Those are probably the first plates I've come across here on the channel that actually are probably worth something. I am super excited to see what those will be worth. I'll probably bundle all the extension cords together and should be able to make like, I don't know, 5 to 10 bucks on that. Ooh, we got another sports picture frame. Who's this one gonna be? Nice. None other than Howie Long, the Oakland Raiders. Now he's a broadcaster. Oh, it looks like his autograph's down there. Do we have a COA? There we go, and it looks like the COA paperwork is attached on the back. That is awesome. It looks like the picture slid down a little bit, but you can tell at least the top portion of that signature there on top. We are gonna, I don't know, 10 to 20 times our money just here in sports memorabilia. That is awesome. Then we've got this nice filing cabinet. Unfortunately, we don't have the key to it, but it's in pretty good shape. I should be able to get like 10 bucks for that. A couple of baseball bats back there. Those honestly may not even be resellable really. Maybe I can get I don't know, 10 bucks for all three. Here are a bunch of bobbleheads. You could almost feel the full team of Giants players there. And then one of the most lethal shooters of all time, Peja Stojakovic, right there playing for the Kings. But those are pretty cool. I guess we should ask him a question. Should you subscribe to my channel, Rad to Riches? I was going to say it looks like a resounding yes, but some of these are kind of shaking their heads all over the place. But Peja definitely agrees, that's for sure. That's all that matters. I actually have to take a load from here to my storage unit. And so I will be back bright and early in the morning to clean the rest of this out. So I will see you back here tomorrow morning in just one sec. All right, I finally made it back to the unit the next day, and I've already taken one trip to the dump this morning to clear out the unit a little bit more and to make a little more space for me to go through the rest of the unit. And as I was clearing out a few pieces that I took to the dump, look what I came across back here in the back of the unit. I thought there was a chance that there could be sports cards in this unit, and boy, am I glad to see that there is. It looks like this cabinet is full of them, and it looks like there may even be some sealed packs back there. How cool is that? Let's go ahead and get all these out of this cabinet, and whatever cards I come across, we'll go through once I get back home. It'll be a little easier to go through them there, but that is awesome. All right, I'm just gonna pick these up and put them in this box over here. I will say that is a cool single superstars, King Griffey Jr. There's a little baggie of football cards. Like I just said, it did appear like some of these were still sealed. I remember getting these as a kid. I absolutely loved opening these up, but that is awesome. That is still sealed. That is really cool. I'm gonna have a blast going through these once I get back home. There's like postcards or something. We'll have to check those out whenever we get back. Got a box full of stuff in here. That's a old 49ers trivia book. There's a Beanie Babies reindeer. A San Francisco 49ers memorabilia pack of playing cards. That is a box full of cards, that is for sure. It's a nice 1979 Thurman Munson. There are still a handful of cards I gotta keep cleaning up, but let's see what's in this drawer. That's kind of cool right there. Is that a pen holder or something? Kind of like that. Is that like a key dish or something? But kind of cool baseball themed dish. A bunch of change and trash in there other than that. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these cards picked up, and then we'll start opening up some of these boxes over here. All right, time to go through some of these boxes real quick. It kind of looks like we got some signed balls in here, so we'll have to see, but let's see what this says. Here's the first one. Looks like Jim Davenport. I'm not great with signatures, so if you do notice one that looks familiar, oh, this is cool. That's a memorabilia puck from the Nashville Predators inaugural game back in '98. Very cool right there. There's a sign puck. I have not a clue who that would be. It looks like number 10 or number 16 maybe. It's a metal mini helmet of the 49ers. Never felt a mini helmet this heavy before. We got the lower half of Peja Stojakovic. Maybe we can find his upper body in here. There it is. There we go. Boy, that is a heavy looking Peja Stojakovic. That's kind of funny. I like that. Oh, we got some stuff wrapped up. Some shot glasses. An Excalibur. I need some better lighting on that. This one, I can't really make out any of the names. I'll look this one up whenever I get back home. Whose signature is that? Hall of Fame 91? I'm not exactly sure. I should be better than that. I should know who that is. Beautiful. I definitely recognize that one. It's Mr. Harmon Killebrew, proud member of the 500 Club. That is awesome. That is so cool. I'll have to look that up and see who that is. There's a very, very faint signature on that one. What is this? That may be worth a little bit of money. Super Bowl 19, back whenever the 49ers beat the Dolphins. Was that Marino versus Montana, I believe? That is pretty cool. There's a very old set of dominoes. Oh, we got another bottle here. Here's a Pepsi bottle. San Jose Sharks. The greatest turnaround in NHL history. A lot of super unique things in here. There's a Shinjo bobblehead. Oh, and I do recognize that signature. Other than San Francisco Giants legend, Will Clark. Nice. Oh, we got another Peja bobblehead, or whatever you call these things. A bunch of them. Oh, there's the lower half. Are these supposed to be like the Russian dolls, maybe? Where they stack inside of each other? That's what I would assume. All right, and here is another box. This one appears to be super fragile. Looks like maybe a bunch of glasses and stuff. All right, here's a Super Bowl 15 champion Oakland Raiders mug with all of their scores from that year here on the back. That is really cool. I will say, typically collectible glasses don't resell super well, but I would assume that mug would actually resell decently well. Here's a special edition Coke, Best of the Bay, San Francisco 49ers, bottle of Coke. There's a Golden State Warriors Coke of that same special edition, Best of the Bay. And then there's the Raiders as well. I would imagine there's got to be a Giants one as well, but maybe they don't have it. A playing card glasses, bunch of Hard Rock Cafe shot glasses, San Francisco, Honolulu is the first one, Lake Tahoe. There's an old 49ers, Planet Hollywood, Honolulu. There are a couple of NASCAR glasses right there. Kind of appears like just more of the same, but we don't need to go through all of those glasses. It just seems like a little unnecessary, but pretty cool box right there. All right, this may be our last container that we'll go through here at the unit. The rest we will go through once I get back home, because I do have to get this place cleaned up and out of here before they close. Got some newspapers of the Giants winning the World Series back in 2010. There's a very young Buster Posey right there. I think that was his rookie year, or at least his first full year in the league. The Raiders. License plate right there. Got some picture frames, it looks like. Oh yeah, Beanie Babies. There's a sheep. Does anyone still collect Beanie Babies? If so, are any of them actually worth anything anymore? I have no clue, but there's several of those. It looks like a rhino, maybe a leopard. Obviously the flamingo right there. Ooh, that's a good one. The kangaroo with the little Joey in the pouch. Go Balls. But we do have a Alabama collectible football right there. Oh, we do have a little binder of baseball cards right here. We'll go through that once we get back home, like I said with the rest of those cards. What else? No way. I am super excited to go through all of these with y'all at the end of this video once we get back home. So make sure to stick around with that. There's Kellogg's character mini card. Oh, a couple of those. Is that a Jordan? Yep. Oh my, amazing. That is awesome. Why don't we go ahead and set this one aside for the giveaway in today's video. So you will definitely want to make sure to stick around for that. I'm not going to spoil the surprise on any of those cards. I'll just go ahead and move those to the big box of cards that we will be taking home. And we'll go through all of this as well once we get back home. This looks like a stack of signed stuff right here. But I got to get out of here for today, so I will see you once we get back home. All right, so we finally got this box home from the storage unit. As you can tell, we have a loaded box here. So let's go ahead and start diving through things. I did want to show off this real quick. Other than the cards, this was the only other thing I could find in some of those other loose boxes that may be worth something. I can't fully tell if it's real or not. Obviously, that's a Louis Vuitton logo. There's something about that logo that just doesn't quite look right. And I don't know if the quality is quite there for true Louis Vuitton. But I will say, if this is real, on the resale market, Louis Vuitton still do pretty well. Most purses, if you've seen my channel before, do not do well. If this is real, I should be able to get like 100 to 200 bucks for that. If it's not real, maybe like 5 to 10 bucks, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. But let's go ahead and start diving into this box and seeing what cards we have. All right, I'm just gonna leave the stuff in the box for now, and I'll just pull the stuff out right here. Thought this was kind of cool. Willie McCovey Hall of Famer pin. I'm not sure about this one, but usually these are worth like 5 to 10 bucks. Fortunately, some of these cards are not in the best shape, but hopefully if we find anything good, those cards will not be destroyed. I'm really hoping for a 89 Upper Deck Griffey rookie. That would be awesome. There's one of his teammates, Jim Presley. And then there is a Griffey, unfortunately not the 89 Upper Deck rookie card though. Paul Molitor, Kraft Singles, Joe Carter, Roberto Alomar. Is that a David Wells rookie? Yeah, I believe that's David Wells rookie card. Nice. Oh, cool. What is this? Got at least a ticket. What year is this from? April 30th of 2000. And then that's April 14th of 2000. Looks like we got some football cards here. 49ers sticker. That's a cool card. Dion drops in. I'm assuming whenever he was going either from a baseball game to a football game or vice versa. Oh, league leaders. There's a Griffey right there. Oh, a Pepsi Ricky Henderson. I've not seen that Ricky Henderson card before. That one may be resellable. What do we have here? Baseball or national pastime. These are like some sort of special edition Gap cards, I guess. Huh. Interesting. I don't think I've ever come across those before. Those are cool though. All right, there wasn't a ton in the rest of that box. There were a few cards that stood out to me, but we didn't need to go through all that junk wax era just to find these few cards. So I figured I'd just show them off here at the end. There's a Swell, Ted Williams. There's a few of those. Jimmy Pearsall, Jim Perry. There's a Rick Wise. Nice Jim Tomei. Early Win. There's a Frank Thomas. Some craft singles, Frank Thomas. And then a couple Cal Ripkins as well. But as you can tell, not a ton in there. But we still have a ton of cards to go through. Hopefully the good stuff is in these binders. Let's go through one of these real quick. I'm going to go ahead and pull out that box as well to prop up this binder to make it a little easier to go through. Oh, starting off strong. There's a signed photo of Tommy, is it Vardier? Or something like that. Tommy, oh, Vardell, sorry. That was a little bit before my time, but that is really nice that it has the COA there as well. I did see this while I was in the storage unit, but really cool. This King Griffey Jr. rated rookie card. We'll go ahead and add this rated rookie card of King Griffey Jr. to that Michael Jordan rookie card that we'll be doing for the giveaway in today's video. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Baseball Heroes. Hank Aaron. Nice Ozzie Smith. Tell It Goodbye. All right. Nothing too crazy outside of that rated rookie of Griffey. Not a ton in that binder. Let's go through this box real quick. Look at this. The scoreboard book of baseball cards. Really cool. I thought this came with reproduction cards, but maybe not. Or maybe they've already been taken out, but obviously you got Honus Wagner right there. Maybe I can resell that. Oh, we got some packs. Oh, they're actually still sealed. Nice. You got some pins right here. We'll probably add these together with that McCovey and then just sell it as a lot. Outside of maybe this Willie Mays, because that one will be worth a little bit of money. And so I'll probably separate that one, but sell the rest all together. Oh, we got more pins. We got a 49ers, Oakland A's, and then the San Francisco Giants right there. Those are cool vintage 49ers pin. But that is it outside of maybe like an ibuprofen in there. I believe there's Nolan Ryan signed cards in these packs. Obviously, they are super limited. So I'm not holding my breath, but that would be insane if we could find one. That would be crazy if it was in here. Unfortunately, no Nolan Ryan signed card. We've got another small binder right here. We got some Cardinals cards in here. How about an Ozzie Smith rookie card? That would be awesome. All right, nothing of note in that binder either. Here we got a signed picture back here. I believe this is a famous country singer, Brenda Lee. That sounds familiar. Nice. I was meaning to look this guy up before filming, but I kind of forgot. I know I should know who this is. It looks like he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in '69. I should know who this guy is, but I truthfully don't. His name's Leo something. Any signed photos of Hall of Famers are definitely going to be worth something. We've got two of them, so that is awesome. They are addressed to someone, so typically that does take away a little bit of money. I thought this was kind of cool. One of the old Mattel baseball games. I'm unsure if it works. Obviously, the back is broken off, and so I need to swap out the batteries and check it out, see if it works. One of the cooler things in this unit that I think will be fairly resellable, unfortunately it did get bent, but we do have 2 Britney Spears tickets. And then this signed Britney Spears photo. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm assuming somewhere in the neighborhood of about $100. All right, we got to open this bad boy up. Here's a nice Will Clark 1984 United States baseball team. That'll be resellable. I don't think those are worth a crazy amount, but it will be resellable. Huh. That's that Hall of Famer from '69, Leo something. These things are old too. There's a quarterback, John Brody. Another quarterback, Wyatt Tittle. Joe Perry. He was an awesome back in the day. Bob St. Clair. There's some 49ers coaches. Alrighty. Pretty cool. Something you don't see every day. That was the end of that box right there. There was a bunch of loose junk in the bottom of that, but I wanted to show off a few of the last cards that may be resellable, or at least cool cards that I wanted to show off. Here was a Topps Gold Nolan Ryan. It's a great card right there. I don't know how resellable that is. Maybe it's worth a couple bucks. It's a cool Kirby Puckett. The man himself, the Minister of Defense, Reggie White, his rookie card. Go Vols. There's a Kraft Singles, King Griffey Jr., a Swell, Hall of Fame, Babe Ruth, Whitey Ford, Phil Rizzuto. Then another Kraft Singles, Griffey. Pretty cool stuff right there. I did want to show off some of these ball markers that I thought were kind of cool. That's from True North. There's a Masters ball marker. And then there's a very old Maui Golf Club ball marker. Might have to give these to my brother who plays golf. I feel like he may like some of these vintage ball markers, especially that Masters one. You know what? Y'all have been amazing here on the channel. It truly does mean a lot to me. It is much, much appreciated. So instead of opening this here, why don't I go ahead and add this to that giveaway? And we'll go ahead and announce that right now. So here are the 4 items for this giveaway. How to enter to win one of these cards or one of these packages of cards. First, like this video. Second, subscribe to my channel. And third, comment below your favorite athlete of all time. If you've seen any of my sport card videos before, you probably know my favorite, Vince Young. But I'm curious to hear who your favorite athlete is of all time. And I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. This one was a ton of fun. And we'll see you next time. Stay radical.